guys, so today I'm sharing with you all my Sephora goodies that I picked up during the VIB sale. I've had these for a couple of weeks now, just based on my video schedule. I didn't have time to film and post this video until way after these sales. So I've had these for a while and I've actually got to use basically all of them. So I have actual reviews about what I think about the products too, on top of sharing what I have. So let's just jump into it. I of course picked up a Stila One Step Correct. The one I'm currently using is almost out. I usually like to have 1 to 2 as a backup, so this is just a backup one. I'm obsessed with it. It's my go-to primer. It is the best, and I'm not going to carry on about it because you guys know how much I love it. The next thing I picked up is something I've been wanting to try for a while, but couldn't justify buying the full size, so I thought with the VIB code and the smaller size it was worth getting. So I got the Bumble and Bubble Thickening Dry Spun Finish hairspray sort of thing. I've used this a couple of times and I really like the way it smells, and I definitely think it does give a little bit of something to my hair. It's not the greatest product I've ever tried, but it actually works, so I really enjoy that aspect, and I probably will repurchase a fuller, the large size, once I'm done with this. I do actually really enjoy it, so definitely excited to keep using this. So during the 5 days of the sale, I purchased 3 different orders from Sephora, one of which was for a swap that I'm doing with Chrissy Lily, that the video for that will be up next week, so you get to see what she sent me. So I purchased stuff for her, and then I had the first order I did, and then I had a third order, and this is what I got in the third order, and I'm not really sure why I got it. I didn't need it, but do you really need mountains of makeup like I have? But it is the Bobbi Brown Pink Cheek Palette, and so it has 3 different blushes in it, if I can open it. I really can't open it. Okay. It has 3 different blushes in it that are all really pretty pinks. I tend to wear a lot of mauve everything, so I thought this would be a really nice way to try more from Bobbi Brown and get a little bit more pink in my collection. So after this, I don't plan on buying that many more blushes. I have quite a few blush palettes now, but I thought this would be a really cool addition to the collection. Along the way during those multiple orders, I picked up a single Stila eyeshadow in the shade Kitten. I have this in my Stila in the Light palette, but it's nearly gone. I wear it almost every day. I have it on my eyes today, and I just knew eventually I'd want a full size of it. I also got one for Chrissy because it's my favorite eyeshadow of all time, so super excited about that. And the packaging is really nice. I've tried a couple of things from Stila and I like their packaging, but this is very reminiscent of the Bobbi Brown black glossy hard plastic thing that I really enjoy. This next product I have been hearing a lot about on the blogosphere and in YouTube videos, so I thought I would pick it up, and I've been using it ever since I got it, and it's amazing. So it is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. When I first got this, I picked up a shade that was, don't remember the name of it. It was too light. So you actually go a little darker than you would expect because they have very light shades in this. So I picked up a light neutral, and it is perfect for the under eyes and covering any blemishes. It's an exact match to my skin tone, which is phenomenal. And it's very similar to the NARS Pure Radiant Concealer, or whatever that's called. But this feels lighter. It feels a little bit creamier, not as thick. And it does basically the same job, but I find that I prefer this one. And the applicator is different. It's the same doe foot applicator, but it's flat. I don't know if you guys can see that. And it just works really well. And you get a lot of product, and a little goes a long way. And it's amazing. I'm super excited about this. And it might be taking the spot as one of my favorite concealers. It might beat out the NARS one, which I've loved for so long. So it's really, really good. This next product I have had on my wish list since, I think Essie Button talked about it, but I've heard about it from a few other people. And it just seemed super interesting. So it was on my wish list, and then the VIB sale hit, and this kind of spurred the spending spree. It is the Bare Minerals Complex Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. The most interesting consistency of a tinted moisturizer I've ever used, but the best. This stuff is amazing. And I spent a lot of time in the store about a month or two ago trying to figure out what shade I'm in, and I've realized that I tend to think I'm a lighter shade than I actually am. And so I get the wrong shade almost always. So I spent a lot of time. So I got natural shade like 5 in the line. So it's a little bit darker than I would have thought I am, but it's the perfect shade for me. I have it on today with some of the Urban Decay concealer and one of the Bobbi Brown blushes. And I've been wearing it almost exclusively for 2 weeks or so now. It feels like whipped, like a light whipped kind of consistency, but it goes onto your face very moisturizingly and hydrating. My skin does not feel dry at all when I'm wearing this, and paired with the Stila One Step Correct primer, it just feels amazing, and it covers up all that like uneven skin tone, any sort of redness, and just creates this really natural looking flawless base that still has some color and some of your actual like skin shining through. It's very natural, and I cannot say enough good things about it. It's unbelievably good, and the first product from Bare Minerals I've tried. I think I might have a lipstick from them, but this is like the first actual product, and I am beyond impressed. The next products I picked up as another blogger recommendation, and the shade choices were interesting. They had a lot of them, but it was just really hard to pick ones that I thought would look good for me. So they are the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipsticks, and the first one I got was in the shade Lolita, and I have it on today, and I did it really light. And what's interesting about these lip like products is that they go on very wet, like water. You have to be super careful to make sure you line your lips properly, and you fill it in, and then it dries to this matte finish that lasts forever, and it doesn't like fade weird. You don't get like patches of color or anything. And if you do it, like, you can build it up to a really, really dark color, or do like what I did, which is kind of a lighter, more wearable shade, because this is really dark. It's one of the lighter shades, or one of like the normal natural shades like that they have in the line, and like the mauve-ish variety, but it's still surprisingly dark. So I purchased this one, tried it out immediately when I got my package, and then went back on and bought another one. So I bought the shade Berlin, which is an insane hot pink. It doesn't look like that in the tube. It kind of looks like a raspberry mauve, but it gets seriously pink on the lips. Insane. But I loved the consistency and the texture of them and how they worked, that I needed to pick up another during the sale. So you guys really should check these out. They're just so unique. It's such a unique product, and the color range is also really unique too. So I spent some of my VIB points, or there was like another discount or something happened that I ended up with these 2 deluxe samples. The first one is by Kors, and it is their anti-aging primer. I've heard some really great things about Kors, but just never felt the impulse to actually get them. So I'm intrigued by this product. It's like a oak face primer. There's just interesting things about this that I thought would be fun to try. Plus, this is actually really big packaging, and if it's a primer, this is gonna last a really long time. It is a primer. I don't want to say if it is a primer. It is a primer, and it's gonna last a long time. So that's really cool. I love when they give you samples that are actual like sizable samples, that by the time you're done, you have a full opinion of them, which is awesome. The next thing I got is the Living Proof Style Lab Instant Texture Mist. And I love Living Proof products. By far my favorite hair product is by Living Proof, so I thought a texture mist would be really interesting to try. I haven't used it yet, so I can't report back. But anything that says that it can give my hair more texture than these straight, boring locks that I always have is definitely a plus. So these are not from the Sephora VIB sale, but I picked them up fairly recently, so I thought I would just include them in this video anyway. The first is a Wet n Wild lipstick in the shade Spiked with Rum, and I actually haven't even opened it yet. I haven't used it. A lot of these products I was trying not to use before the video. I always like to have like fresh products, but I just got so excited about most of them that I used them anyway. So it's a nice darkish mauve. I'm pretty sure it's similar to Lolita in the Kat Von D liquid lipsticks, but probably a little bit more wearable. And I haven't tried that much from Wet n Wild. I've tried their palettes and some of their blushes, but I thought giving a lipstick a go would be good and nice, plus it's really cheap, so it's not like I'm spending tons of money on it. And the last thing I got that completely surprised me is the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous Fresh Complexion Oil-Free Foundation. I feel like I've heard people talk about this because when I was in the drugstore aisle looking for stuff to get for Chrissy, I saw this and I remembered fond thoughts about it, but I wasn't too confident in it, if that makes sense. CoverGirl doesn't scream best products ever to me. I just don't know why. Over the years, I haven't developed a very fond opinion of CoverGirl for no reason. It's not based in any truth. It's just a weird bias I have towards CoverGirl. But I was like, I'll try it. I'm already here spending money. You know how it goes. And so I sat there for a while thinking about shades because I do have a terrible time picking shades. I think I'm paler than I am apparently, but I decided on 120. It was a little bit darker than I thought I was, but with the summer coming I thought it would work. It's a perfect match for my skin tone and it is an amazing foundation. Like, I am so sorry CoverGirl for doubting you because this is actually really, really good. It's medium coverage, but I use a brush and just really blend it into my skin to kind of create that like soft natural finish I usually go for, but it covers well. It covers really, really well, and it provides a really nice like satin finish, a little bit dewy, which I'm always down for, that glowy dewy skin, and it lasts a really long time. So I'm just so impressed, and I think another reason I like it is because I actually picked the right shade. I worry that I judge foundations harshly because I am bad at picking shades, so it's mostly my fault if I don't like a foundation because I just don't know what color I am. But this is really, really good. I think it was like $10 or something, so not too unreasonable. Kind of enjoy the packaging a lot because you can just squeeze out and you can make sure you get all the product out. I don't know, I'm so impressed with it, and I feel like I need to be a little bit more adventurous and give brands a shot that I usually just write off, hence the Wet n Wild lipstick purchase as well. But that is it. That is everything I got from the Sephora VIB sale and the drugstore. Just throwing that out there. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know in the comments below if you have picked up anything from the Sephora sale or just in general. Thanks again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!